Okay, so welcome to another Smelly Cat Creations video. This video is on a review of some PLA filament I got sent kindly for testing by Tech 3D. As you'll see, their website is just in the background there, so you can see the filaments, and actually the tangy orange that's in the top right there, that is what I was sent. A 1 kilogram filament of tangy orange PLA. So it's the box it comes in. On the side of the box here tells you which one you've got, and then on the other side of the box, if you can see that, gives you their details, and also you've got the recommended print speeds, etc., and all the details for this reel of filament. Never tried any orange filament at all, so I thought I'd give this orange filament a go when they said they would send one out. First thing upon opening the box, the one thing I do really like is the fact it's on a recyclable cardboard spindle. Really like that. The laser etching and cutting on the cardboard is really nice as well, but I do like that this, I can put this in the, I can pull the protector off the outside, and then the rest of it can go in the recycling bin, and I know it's not just going to sit there in landfill, which is good. I like that. I like that. It's a super nice bright filament, as you can see. It's certainly stands out. So I thought, what was the best idea to try and test this on? I figured it's coming up to Halloween. It's not a million miles off Halloween, so I thought a pumpkin would be good. I thought we could print a pumpkin. So you'll see on the other bits of the video, I've filmed them separately, that I started printing this evil pumpkin. I haven't actually glued it together. I'm assuming it's in parts so that you can put a tea light candle in it, but this is the evil pumpkin that I've printed there. Looking pretty nice. But the one thing I did find with this filament, and this is my negative, my main negative, but there is lots of positives, is it, unlike any PLA I've used before, this one literally sticks to anything. I mean, the bonding of the layers, it doesn't show its layers. It doesn't have very many too bad. It has really good layer lines on it, and they stick together. And to be honest with you, I would, if someone gave me this, I'd find that it's hard to believe it was PLA. I would think this was ABS or ASA. It's so strong. I mean, it's really strong. But the negative of that is trying to get the support material out, and also trying to get the raft. If you print this on a raft, which I did, because you'll see in the video in a minute why it's printed on a raft, which is, they're just odd little shapes to be printed. So I printed it on a raft. Really struggled to get this off the raft, and I haven't even finished. You can see there, I haven't even finished getting that out because I was using a knife and I probably stabbed myself through the hand. So that was the first one. But I figured I shouldn't just rely on just one print. That's not fair to review something on one print. So there is a few more prints that I have done. Next one, and you'll see this one in the video and some pictures as well. I have changed it since I printed it, but the next one was a big on his skull. So I thought we'd go large. Pretty pleased. I'm very pleased with how this has come out. I mean, the print quality. This is on the Anycubic Mega X, which you'll see the video on. Took 30 hours, I believe this was, about 30 hours to print. This was not on a raft. After I had the trouble with the raft with the pumpkin, I decided not to print this one on a raft. I decided to use a brim on this print, but I still had supports in, and the supports you'll see all come up into this mouth area here. And again, I took this off the printer pretty soon after it printed. I normally try and remove the supports as fast as possible, but it's still got a little bit of warmth to it and they come off easier. Could not get the supports out. I mean, I was getting fed up with it, to be honest with you. I'm patient, but I'm not that patient. I was getting very fed up with it. So yesterday, I actually took it to my rotary tool, very similar to a Dremel, and I used a carbide rough cutter, and I came in like a NHS dentist, and I cut it all out the best I could to clean out all of the support material. You can see if you go under there, it's looking a bit rough up underneath the bottom there. But it all came out, and all of the outside is printed well. What I decided to do in the end was, I didn't really like this big Oni skull in orange, to be honest with you. I was thinking I'd keep it for myself anyway, because I do like skulls, and I think this one looks awesome. I decided I would paint it, so I've painted it a sort of off-white colour. And then because I'd had such a nightmare with this mouth area getting the supports out, I thought we'd add a little bit of blood detail in there. As you can see, it helps to cover up where some of the supports were, and just makes it look a little bit more interesting. So that is actually 2-part epoxy glue, araldite. That's araldite glue mixed with some pearlescent resin powder. Go for that method because obviously it sets much faster than epoxy resin. Epoxy resin would have just run off the face before it's set, so the araldite is a lot thicker. You can mix the pearlescent powders or paint in with it, and it won't really run. It's very stringy. You can string it to make it look like blood. You could still use the 2-part epoxy that I know the Pound Shop sells. The Pound Shop sells 2-part epoxy tubes. You can use them, mix them together. They're just thicker, and they stay on there. So that was my second print, and I'll probably age this a little bit, try and make it look a little bit more skull-like. But all in all, it came out really nice. It's only got a 5% infill on that, so it's quite hollow, but it's very strong. This filament is really strong, I'll give it that. But I wouldn't want to use it with supports again. I found it a nightmare. So then what I thought was, as a third test, I should do one more print, and this last print should be something that doesn't need a raft, also doesn't need filament, also doesn't need supports, but does need to be strong. So I thought what I'd do, again on the Halloween theme, we've got skull, we've got a pumpkin, and then I thought again on the sort of Halloween-y type theme. Let me just grab the other one. What we've got on the last Halloween, we've got cookie cutters. So these didn't need a raft, didn't need supports, yet they're very strong. This filament is very strong. The layers bond together extremely well. I don't know if you can see that. The layers bond together very well. So we've got a little ghost face there from Scream, and then just as some quick ones, I will be making up more of these. So if anybody is interested in cookie cutters, I want to do a range of Halloween character ones. Michael Myers, Jason, all the sort of popular horror characters. As you can see, I'm covered in them, so I'd like to do a range of them. I also done just a quick Batman one, and then the Superman one. Obviously they're mirror image. Well, the Superman is. So they came out really good, and this filament is perfect. It's perfect for doing the cookie cutters. I know some people say obviously PLA isn't ideal for cookie cutters, and I'll probably coat them, but so my recommendation with this is price wise, filament is, you look on their website on the side here, prices are very reasonable. If I just come over, you can there's lots of colours to choose from and the price is reasonable. I'd like to try a different colour to see if maybe it's the colour why it sticks. So why the raft is so hard to print on. I would not be a fan of the idea. I would not want to use this again with a print that's got a lot of support material, because it is so tough to get off. But I would happily use this for anything that needs strength, and I don't normally think of PLA as being a very strong material, but this is extremely strong. I will use this for cookie cutters, especially the horror ones, as the orange, kind of pumpkin orange, goes with the horror theme. So it certainly has its place, and it's taught me quite a lot. It's taught me, I like to try different filaments, I like to try different types of filament. TPU is one that I've recently just tried. Acer was one that gave me a headache. But you like to think, or some of us are naive enough to think that all PLAs are the same, and that clearly isn't true. It also likes a higher temperature than my normal PLAs. You can probably hear whirling away in the background. There is my End of 3 printing some parts for my Anycubic wash and cure station. That's printing in silk purple, and that doesn't need to be that high a temperature. We're talking 200 will all be fine. I found this orange, it works best at around 210. It hardly started melting until it hit 200. It struggled to push it through the nozzle. So at 210 it was absolutely perfect, but it needed a 210, 215. It needed a bit of a higher temperature than what I would sometimes run my other PLAs at. So it does go to show that not every PLA or not every filament is the same, and they all have different properties and can be used for different things, and that was quite a good lesson for me. So what I'll do is, that is the filament. I will now, after this section, I'll post up the parts of the video showing you setting up the prints, taking the prints off, and if you want to check out their website, like I say, it's t-tech3d. Very nice, very helpful fellas. Give them a follow on Instagram as well. They're on there, very helpful. Thanks very much for sending me that. I appreciate that. And let's go on to the last part of the video. And please do follow me on social media. Follow me on Instagram, and I've got a Facebook page. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another video soon. So let's give this a try. I haven't tried using this screen recorder before, so we'll give this a go. Just thought we'll just jump on here quickly and set this up for the print we're going to use for the orange filament. So I think what we'll go with, it is fitting for Halloween and for orange filament, if we use a pumpkin. So I have already opened this and realised that it doesn't sit well on the bed of the machine. So here we go, we've got this pumpkin. I'll put the links in the description to the Thingiverse file and the creator who made this. I had a little play about it earlier, and it just doesn't sit very well on the, there's no like easy way to sit it. So I was thinking I'll sit it on that flat face there, and then it can have supports coming up in the middle here. I wasn't really sure with this face, to be honest. I did the same again, to be honest with you. If we take this here and flip this, stand it on one end, and then we'll have supports coming up here. Take this one. This one doesn't really sit flat no matter where you put it. And I'm also going to make this a lot larger. This is way too small. We want to do a nice big print on this Mega X here, so I'll take this one. Also doesn't sit flat, but we'll just put it as flat as possible, which is that there. So, oh, he's sitting quite flat this time actually. It didn't when I tried it earlier. So what we'll do is if we select all, Control A, let's try 250. It's a pretty good size. 250, let's go with that. It's going to be a long one, a long run. So just move, I like to space them apart, make sure they don't overlap. So we'll stick this one sort of down here. Not too far that the head has to move a million miles in between doing. I'll probably stick these on a raft. Yeah, so that's not bad there, look. If we leave that there, that's not bad. This is, like I say, going on the Mega X. Behind me, you can see the two Ender 3 Pros. But lately I've been using the Anycubic Mega X more than anything. So we've got support on, we've got adhesion on. I'm not sure what adhesion it's got set. What have we got? Let's have a look what we've got. Let's run through the figures. So we're going to print it at 0.2, 20. Why is the temperature's gone down? Let's put them back to 210, 60 for the bed. I have just upgraded Cura to 4.71, so that could have possibly changed a couple. Although I did say don't do away with my settings, so I'd hope that it's still my original settings. Those temperatures were definitely different. So generate support, we'll have that everywhere. Overhang of 60, normal, triangles, support density, let's bring that down to 10. And then, no, I'm actually going to print it on a raft. Because these aren't sitting on a lot, it's going to be a big raft, but let's bring him in a bit closer. Keep the raft down as minimal as possible. So that looks pretty good. Yeah. Right. So that'll do. We'll have a raft, and let's slice this. See what this is gonna. How long this is gonna take? A long time, I can imagine. Okay. I have already saved this onto this card, but I had it set up slightly differently, so I'll write over that. So 11 hours and 9 minutes. That's alright, that's not too bad of a print. Longest print I've had on the Mega X so far has been, I did a large group, and that ran for 3 days, and that was alright. So save that. That should now pop up, saved onto the, yep, there we go. That's now on the card. Eject that. And we'll now go back over to the printer. So I'll change the video over, and we can get this printing. So here it is running on the machine. This is the pumpkin we've just done in Cura. As you can see, it's on the raft that we placed on there. There is a lot more stringing than I would usually get. I do sometimes get some stringing on this machine. I haven't fully dialed it in with the retraction, etc. since I've had it. I haven't had it that long, so haven't really played with it too much. But in the centre of the pumpkin there, we have got quite a bit of stringing. But other than that, I've not really had any problems with this filament so far. It's pretty nice. The outer finish on it's looking good. My one comment will be is that love the packaging. As I've said before, I like that it's on the cardboard. The only thing I feel it's missing is it doesn't have any. There's no print speeds and temperature recommendations. So it doesn't have any hot end temp recommendations for the filament on the packaging. I'm used to obviously having that just as a little bit of guidance. So what I've gone with, I went with 215 on the hot end and 60 on the bed. I know that's slightly hotter than I'd normally go on the hot end, but when I was pushing out my old filament that was in there with this new one, it didn't seem to want to come through the nozzle until it was at least at about 210. This filament seemed like it wanted to be quite hot on the hot end, so I've got it at 215. Whether that's slightly adding to the stringing is possible, but that's it so far. Looking good. I will post up another part of the video when it's finished to show you the finished product. So as you can see, I didn't want to test this filament just on the small pumpkin that I'd originally made. I decided it deserved a little bit better than that. It sticks like glue. It does stick like TPU basically. It sticks extremely well to the bed of the machine. It bonds very well together. When it comes to the pumpkin, it has been very tough to get the raft off. So I decided I would do a new print, even bigger this time. So as you can see, I got the Oni mask here, which I've printed, and this time I decided to go without the raft. Being that the raft was so tough to get off on the last print, I decided I would just have bare minimum supports in there to support the teeth and the jaws, etc. So the finish on the outside of this is come out incredible. It's really decent. This is at a 0.2mm layer height again. The Mega X always prints well, to be honest. I've been really pleased with it so far. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop the video or pause the video there. I'm going to remove the rafts out of this, not the rafts, I'm going to remove the supports out of this print, and they will see what it looks like afterwards. So as you can see, that was the process there of printing both the pumpkin and the skull on the Anycubic Mega X. It's a great printer, that is. I'm very pleased with the Mega X. I can trust it generally to leave it just running. So those prints both came out pretty decent. As you can see, like I say, the problem with them is that the support and the raft, because it was just bonding so well. But all in all, I've learned a lot about different filaments, and that's it for my 3D printed video. And I need to make some more videos, to be honest with you, on other things. I know a lot of people follow me for the woodwork side of things, which I need to get. But I am doing it, but I'm not. I've been doing the 3D printing quite a lot in the last few weeks. So I will be doing some woodwork videos very shortly, and also my laser is now almost up and running. I'm just waiting for some more tube brackets, some mounts to arrive. So once they arrive, fingers crossed, we're going to get the laser up and running, and be putting out some work and some videos on that. So thanks again if you've watched till the end, and come back maybe next week, maybe the week after, and there'll be some more videos coming soon. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all soon.